we'll be taking a look at part 2. Now, guys, I found some...
Why? Calobi Productions. A little while back, I had made a video about his video on the 10 things you never noticed in the SpongeBob intro. And just recently, all of a sudden, it started blowing up. So just like any other sane YouTuber would do, I'm gonna do it again. Now, I could have just simply made a video about his Watch Mojo-like series where he talks about the mistakes that were in SpongeBob episodes. And I also could have just easily made a video about his very unfortunately cringeworthy cartoon rap battles.
You're gonna hurt like a jellyfish sting. I forever walk around with my bling. I'm kinda tired now, time to sleep.
But all of a sudden, I had a feeling. I had this weird sensation. Something was rising. Something would be rising from the depths of hell that is so unspeakably vile, I would make a video about it. And arose from the YouTube ashes came a sequel. That's right, on August 6, 2019, Calobi Productions released a sequel to his video about the SpongeBob intro titled 10 Things You Never Notice in the SpongeBob Intro Part 2. Oh, sorry, not in the SpongeBob intro, in SpongeBob Intro. Yeah, weirdly enough, both of his videos had this same misspelling, and I never brought it up in my video, even though it was plainly obvious. And also, just like his previous video, it was milked to 10 minutes. But this time, not with a continuously looping version of his outro just like in the previous video, but instead, a slowed down version of his outro.
You guys have a safe rest of the week.
I'm also very happy to announce that in this second video, he finally brings up the fact that the clips that were from the episode Unreal Estate that were parodying the theme song were just a parody and not an actual part of the theme song like in the context he was using in the first video. And the last thing he improved is, well, that's kind of really it. That's all he's done. He shortened his outro and he brought up the fact that it was a parody, and that's kind of it. Everything else about this video is just pure garbage. And I don't necessarily mean to be critical about Calobi himself. Although he can bring up some ridiculously dumb stuff within his videos, he's still trying to do the things he needs to do in order to ring in the dough. I mean, the dude's at 300,000 subscribers, so he's got to do something right. Also, just recently, I finally found that one statistic that everybody is talking about in their videos that I mentioned previously. It looks like 89%, well specifically 89.5% of those that have seen the latest video aren't yet subscribed. So if you like what I make, then subscribing will definitely help out a lot. I'd like to hit 100,000 sometime in May, and it looks like a lot of you are making that possibility come true, considering how fast this channel's been growing, and I can't thank you all enough for that. So, like I've asked previously, how exactly does one person make a 10-minute video about 10 things we never noticed about a 30-second theme song for 1999? The short answer is they don't, but the long answer is yet to be seen. So, with all that said, let's dive right into the cringe. God, I haven't said that in a while.
People have been sleeping on the SpongeBob intro.
No, they haven't. They've been dealing with it for the past 20 years.
There are some things in here that you guys have definitely missed, and today we'll be taking a look at part 2. Now guys, I found some more things in the SpongeBob intro that'll leave your jaws dropped.
Oh really, Calobi? You did find 10 more things about this opening, didn't you? Well, I will certainly be the judge of that.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today we're looking at things you guys did not notice in the SpongeBob intro. Yes, you guys have seen this intro for years. Some of you have seen this in your...
And here we are yet again with the Unreal Estate parody clips that they made for the episode. In all fairness, these parody clips are genuinely funny, so if you want to go check them out, I'll at least put a link to them in the description below. At least in my honest opinion, they're pretty funny given the context of the episode.
Childhood, but there are things that you guys didn't notice that I found, and you're not gonna believe this. Let's go on to the first one. Now, I'm sure everyone notices what's on screen right now. This is obviously the beginning of the intro. But did you know that the mouth is actually the creator of the show's mouth?
He said it! He said it! He said it, ladies and gentlemen! He finally said it! He said the fact that I had brought up in my first video about him. Did you know that the mouth that's on Painting the Pirates is actually Steven Hillenburg's mouth? Alright, in all seriousness, obviously I don't have the rights to bringing up that fact. It's just funny that he brings up this fact, like the first thing he brings up as soon as I've said it in my first video about him. And to be completely fair, this is indeed a fact that not a lot of people know about the opening. So, you know what, Calobi? You get a point. You get a point for bringing up an actual fact that not a lot of people know about the opening, and that Painting the Pirate's mouth is the creator, Stephen Hillenburg's mouth.
Yes, the late Stephen Hillenburg's mouth.
Oh, sorry, Stephen Hillenburg. I don't know if this is because of where he lives or not, and I don't know if it was just a simple mistake, but Stephen Hillenburg, it's obviously not correct. It's Stephen Hillenburg. I have two theories as to why he could have pronounced the name the way he did. One is that he might have not heard Stephen Hillenburg's name pronunciation yet, so he could have gotten it messed up and pronounced it as Stephen Hillenburg. And the second theory is that he might have gotten Stephen Hillenburg confused with Stephen Carl, another famous celebrity who unfortunately passed away in 2018. It also might be because where he lives, it's pronounced Stephen and not Stephen. I have no idea, but either way, this is a very weird mistake.
Is on every single intro on the pirate. This just blew my mind. I really didn't know this when I was smaller, and it's very cool to see this. But this was in the intro all the time. It's the creator's mouth. He is forever stamped on the SpongeBob intro. This is actually really awesome.
And I can agree with him. It's really cool to see Stephen Hillenburg putting his stamp on the opening by having him be the one as painting the pirate's mouth. That's really cool. But unfortunately, he ruins it all by saying his iconic phrase, "This is crazy."
This is crazy.
You're going to be hearing that a lot throughout this video.
Also, another cool fact is that he actually comes out of the screen in a 3D fashion in some of the video games.
Here's the thing though, he unfortunately really doesn't. The clip that he's showing right now is from a 4D ride that was created in 2005. You could still watch this full ride now through YouTube, and I think there are some actual 3D equivalents of it that you can watch with either an actual 3D TV or with red and cyan glasses. And as for actually appearing on video games, the only time I have seen Patchy appear in a SpongeBob video game was in, oddly enough, the first SpongeBob game, SpongeBob SquarePants Legend of the Lost Spatula. And the only real time he's made a technical 3D appearance in a video game was with the secret ending for Battle for Bikini Bottom. God, I hope this comes back in the remake. So in case if you didn't know, there was a secret ending to Battle for Bikini Bottom where it plays the SpongeBob opening. Here's the thing though, Painting the Pirate doesn't make an appearance and instead is replaced with Mr. Krabs. This is a pretty cool little secret, and like I said, I really hope this comes back in the remake.
So if you're a fan of 3D or VR, you are able to see this.
I'm happy that he brings up the fact that it's 3D, but I'm not happy about the fact that he said VR. This is not a VR game or a VR video. I don't know if somebody will create a VR version of this. I don't know if there already is, but if there is, at least tell me in the comments so I can look at it or at least link it in the description. Because I need to know what in the he is talking about.
Now guys, this is very cool. It's very interesting to see this. It's a video game from SpongeBob. It's called the SpongeBob 4D Ride.
He already brings it up. Oh my god.
Did you know that this fish is actually a main character on SpongeBob?
Oh wow, I did not know that. It's not like he's the fucking news reporter or anything. Also, if you're wanting to know what the name of this character is, believe it or not, it's just called Realistic Fish Head. He also has a couple of nicknames, which I'm going to pop up here, but his real name is just Realistic Fish Head.
Now, many people disregard this fish as a character, but did you know he's actually the news reporter? Many people disregard him as a real character because he doesn't look traditionally animated in 2D.
I wouldn't consider that as a disregard of him being an actual character, especially considering the fact that the hand that's also in the opening is a real character named Hans, who also appears on quite a lot of stuff, including the video games. You're trying to cram so many facts into this video, and yet we have no idea what you're talking about.
But he is in fact a real fish. He's a real character, and he's the only fish we really see in the intro of SpongeBob, so that is something you guys didn't notice.
I mean, he does make a good point. This is the only actual fish we see in the opening. And also, to be fair, this is kind of the only real fish we see in the show to begin with. Most of us forget the fact that these characters are just meant to be fish, but yet they're so anthropomorphic, it's almost like they're human. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
When we zoom into SpongeBob rowing, notice he's using his arms to move the boat, as he should. But in the other boatmobiles, he's not using his arms? Why is that thing moving by itself?
I mean, that is a really interesting fact to bring up, but here's the thing. On the one that SpongeBob is using his arms on, it looks like there's just those 2 oars, but in the one where he's not using his arms, it's 6 oars, so it's kind of pointless for him to move it all by himself. At the same time, though, he can grow multiple arms, just like we've seen in Graveyard Shift, but you know what? I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm losing focus here. This video is just pushing me in so many directions.
Why is that thing moving by itself?
I don't know. Why didn't you explain the other two that he's not using his arms in?
It should be rowing. SpongeBob should be rowing that thing, but did you notice that he's rowing it up here, but at the bottom it's magically rowing itself?
Yes, I did already know that because you already just brought it up.
This is something that I didn't necessarily notice in SpongeBob until today.
Even though it's not really important. It's just a little detail that we aren't meant to be focusing on.
So I know people are probably like, wow, I'm kind of angry at that I didn't see that. But guys, don't worry, I got you covered. I'm going to show you everything in the intro.
Why would people be angry at that? Why would people be so angry about the fact that they didn't notice a detail? I bet they're going to be like, oh, I didn't notice that thing in there. I'm going to go fucking game in someone.
But guys, don't worry, I got you covered. I'm going to show you everything in the intro.
Not really. Wait, what the fuck is he talking about? You don't need to show us any of this. This is just a 30-second intro from 20 years ago. What are you talking about?
Did you know that SpongeBob's body splitting in half like this is to show that he is indestructible and he cannot be physically harmed?
Wait. That fact. That sounds familiar. I think I've heard that somewhere.
Did you know that SpongeBob's body splitting in half like this is to emphasize that he's a sponge and that he can't be destroyed? Did you know that SpongeBob's body splitting in half like this is to show that he is indestructible and he cannot be physically harmed?
He rips off his own fact twice in his second video? Ah! By the way, guys, I have new merch. I mean, they're not as cool as a signed Pyrocynical poster, but still, I have merch. We're starting to give the Teespring store a big makeover when it comes to the design of it, and we want to make it stand out away from the channel. Right now, my favorite design on there is this Nessie double print tee, which restates the lines from my first commentary video, so that's cool. We also have some new epically made products thanks to Teespring. We got sleeve prints, we got joggers, we got hats and beanies, fucking fanny packs if you're into that. And we'll also be able to get our own pop sockets in the future. Even if you're not planning on buying any merch, I would still recommend you go check out the store because I'm really happy with how it turned out. And if you are planning on buying something, you're in good luck because if you use the discount code DTSTayHome, you'll get 20% off your purchase. And this code will end on May 15th. Ad over. You're telling me you couldn't find 10 other things about this intro, so you decide to just rip off a fact that you've already mentioned in your first video? I don't know why I'm so angry at this, but things like this drive me insane. You didn't have to bring that up twice. You know what? I'm not gonna let that slide. I'm going to bring up an actual fact that some of you might not have known about this opening. If some of you have seen the SpongeBob movie Sponge Out of Water, then you might already know about the character Burger Beard. We see this character a lot throughout the film and is one of the main characters of the film. This might be a minor spoiler alert for the movie, so if some of you haven't seen the movie, then you might need to skip this, but at the end, he gets kicked into the sand on Bikini Atoll. And at the end, the scene goes from a real-life shot to a 2D shot, and at the end, Burger Beard becomes none other than Painty the Pirate. So this could be hinting the fact that Burger Beard was the real-life Painty the Pirate. I mean, I can't think of any other explanation as to why they would turn Burger Beard into Painty, so it kind of makes sense. Especially considering the fact that in the Encyclopedia SpongeBobia listing for Burger Beard, they consider him to be Painty the Pirate by listing his regular painting image, the Christmas image, and the dummy image that we see in Truth or Square. And the last bit of evidence to prove this, when you try to click on the little listing for Painty the Pirate in the description, it immediately redirects you back to Burger Beard. Well, there you go, Calobi. That's another actual hint about the intro that you can steal for your next video. Oh, here, let me give you another bonus fact about the opening. The Korean dub of the show is the only version of the show to replace Painty the Pirate or Burger Beard's face. So instead of just the live-action lips, it's an entire live-action face. Specifically, the face of the singer of the opening, Yeon Ji-won. I hope to God I'm pronouncing that right. And like I said before, this is the only version of the show that replaces Painty's face. And it looks like they kept it all the way up to the HD widescreen 16:9 remake of the opening. Pretty interesting fact, I must say. Would you look at that? Two actually interesting facts about the opening that were never brought up in this video. But you want to know what the sad thing is? The first video now has 2.3 million views. 2.3 fucking million views, I swear to God. At this point, I'm just starting to lose any bit of care anymore.
In previous episodes where bullies wanted to beat up SpongeBob physically, we know that that failed, obviously, because they cannot touch him.
Well, yes, they can. They're touching him right now. It's just he can't really feel any pain.
Nothing happened. Literally, they couldn't touch him. And in the intro itself, the creators put that in there to tell us that SpongeBob cannot be defeated.
Well, technically, he can if you tear him up like that.
So if SpongeBob went against like Goku or Superman or Captain America or something, I don't care who he goes against.
What the fuck is he talking about?
No one can touch SpongeBob, and that's why they put that in the intro. Now, this is pretty fascinating because SpongeBob is a sponge. Therefore, sponges are indestructible.
Here's the problem though. The image that you're using already has a torn up sponge. It's already looking like it's in defeat.
Go grab your sponge right now in the dishwasher, squeeze it, and see that nothing will happen.
So from what I can gather from this very well thought out video, he's saying that sponges can handle compression a lot better than any other substance in the world. While it is true that sponges can handle compression better, what it can't really handle though is decompression. I can go grab a sponge right now and squish it into my hands. Yeah, it's gonna get a little bit torn up, but it's just fine. But when I try to decompress it or tear it apart, it gets torn up to bits. So no, he's not indestructible, he's not invincible, he just can't feel any pain. And God, we wish we could be in his body right now.
This is very cool, and this is, you learn something every day. And that's obviously what they wanted to put in here for children who didn't know. Obviously adults will know this stuff.
I got nothing from that. I tried watching that clip for the past couple minutes and I just got nothing.
Now for this next one, this is actually an Easter egg.
Oh no.
SpongeBob intro.
Oh no, are we gonna have another one of those flute to the pants things?
Don't notice anything? Remember the pose that SpongeBob is in.
Okay.
Take a look. I'm going to go ahead and turn the screen upside down and look
what?
at the pose. Did you know this is actually put there on purpose? The creators of the show put this in as an Easter egg for those of you who are smart enough to turn it upside down. This is a signature pose from SpongeBob.
What? How is that an Easter egg? That's just a pose he makes.
SpongeBob's I'm ready face was referenced in the intro itself. And his own character. This is SpongeBob. When you see this pose, you immediately think of SpongeBob. Now, in the intro itself, you can't tell, but you gotta be stealth. You gotta be smart and sneaky about it. Now, this happens in cartoons all the time. Characters having unique positions is nothing new in animation. This happens in a lot of cartoons. Ed, Edd and Eddy, for example. Every single character has a different style of running. They're all different characters. And it's their...
I'm sorry, can you get to the fucking point?
You want to know what really bothers me about this video? The fact that it has so many likes over dislikes. It's like a near 80-90+% increase.
But this one's kind of hard because you literally have to turn it upside down, and I don't think most people would do that.
You don't have to turn it upside down. You can clearly see right side up that he's doing his little pose. And I don't even remotely think that it's a reference to his running position like he does in Help Wanted. I think it's just a little pose he does in the opening for the fuck of it.
Did you know that SpongeBob and Squidward's house is directly under the island? I know most of you knew that, but did you know that the island is actually not symmetrical with SpongeBob's pineapple, and it is actually a direct line with Squidward's house? Very interesting stuff.
I don't think most people are even going to remotely care about that. I'm pretty sure the placing of Bikini Atoll was just a rule of thirds thing when it comes to photo shoots. And plus, this is just a little transition from the island to the house, so I don't think it has anything to do with the direction of Bikini Atoll. I swear, I thought I was the one that takes things too seriously.
Why is that? Everyone thought the island was probably directly under SpongeBob's. No, it's not. It's actually Squidward. This is actually very interesting, and I can't believe that I found it.
No, you didn't find it. This isn't a secret. This is in plain sight. Also, I hate to burst your bubble, Calobi, but you're wrong. I can immediately prove this fact wrong with an actual episode from the show. In the first ever Christmas episode, Christmas Who, SpongeBob creates a machine that shoots letters to Santa up to the top of the ocean. It looks like they were shooting the letters directly upwards beside the Krusty Krab, and greeting us on the top of the ocean is none other than the Bikini Atoll Island. So, no, Calobi, the Bikini Atoll Island is not above SpongeBob and SquarePants' house, but is in fact above the Krusty Krab. Boom! I immediately proved you wrong with an actual episode.
It's very odd that the island isn't under SpongeBob's pineapple. I'm not too sure if Stephen Hillenburg had a reason for this, but I feel like I don't really have the answer for this one. I usually have answers, but I really don't know. I guess I have to decode this more.
Decode what? Decode fucking what? You're just scrubbing through a 30-second intro that was created 20 years ago. There's nothing to decode.
I'll think about this later tonight when I'm going to sleep, guys.
Why did you have to bring that up?
But guys, this is definitely interesting. Why is the pineapple not directly under that island? I know this is subtle, but you know, it's something to think about because we assume that it is, but in reality it's not. There are so many secrets in SpongeBob that we will never know about. And one of those is a Krusty Krab. No, I mean the Krabby Patty formula. The Krabby Patty formula is one of those things that we'll never get. And I'm not the only one. You know, Plankton's the only one who's not going to get it too. Plankton is also never going to get that Krabby Patty formula. And you know, that's his fault because he always wants to ruin Mr. Krabs' business. So guys, there are secrets that we will never figure out in SpongeBob. And you know what? That's just...
Oh, Jesus. That fucking scared me for a minute. Why did the audio just cut out like that? Like, imagine if I did that kind of editing where I start talking, all of a sudden it cuts out to my outro or something like that.
Did you know that when SpongeBob is playing his flute, did you guys know that this is actually to show us that SpongeBob is a musical genius?
Not really. It was just a little joke to show how long his nose is. This is the second time he brings up something about the flute ending of the song that has nothing to do with what he's talking about.
Now I know that sounds like a joke, but I'm not joking in this video. I'm 100% serious. Guys, this was to show us that SpongeBob can literally play instruments and can sing. He has talent.
What? No, it doesn't. How many times do I have to bring that up?
We see this in Sweet Victory and we see this in numerous episodes.
Episodes, not episodes, episodes. I swear, he just sounds like a foreign YouTuber trying so hard to say English words but can't pronounce them properly. Oh, God, what's with the long cuts here? Why are there so many random cuts that are put into this? I mean, don't get me wrong, even I've done it at times. I just did it with my previous video, but like, you don't have to continuously add these random 2 to 3 second long cuts to your videos. Especially when all they're gonna do is just scare the listener.
So SpongeBob is a fry cook, a musician, singer. He literally does everything, even blows bubbles. I mean, SpongeBob is an all-around character.
Oh yes, he is an all-around character. Because he is a character.
And it's funny how the intro literally has everything that is in the show is in the intro. His personality, everything. And it's, you know, it's great.
All of a sudden he brings up an image of the scene from Plankton's Army where they were joking about the fact that his name is Sheldon. Whatever relations that has to the intro, we'll never know.
But guys, I'm gonna go on to the next one, and the next one is it's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be pretty crazy.
He said it again. He said the word crazy. At this point, he knows he says it too much. I think he intentionally said that. You can hear the smug in his voice. You can hear the total Chad smug in his voice.
It's gonna be pretty crazy. At the end of every SpongeBob intro, the creator of the show is credited as created by Stephen Hillenburg. Now, most people usually go right into the episode. They don't necessarily notice that.
I mean, they do. It's right there, dead center in front of them. It's not like there's anything blocking it. It's just there.
But I know some people have not noticed this, but this is on every episode. This isn't new or anything. Now, guys, I'm going to show you something pretty cool, and this is kind of a new SpongeBob intro. But it's not necessarily new, but it is a parody of themselves.
He did it! He finally brought up the fact that those clips were from Unreal Estate and not an actual part of the intro or anything. Let's have a round of applause yet again for self-awareness. Well done, Calobi. Here's your winner sticker. You earned it.
Who lives in a pineapple, who lives in a banana, who lives in a Philly cheesesteak.
It's not a Philly cheesesteak. It's a chicken parmesan hero.
There's a whole bunch of parodies, and it's super funny that, you know, the writers of the show decided to make a parody of SpongeBob. I mean, they're making a parody of their own show. Hello, that's crazy.
Nice! He said it again. Oh my god, stop. Wait, didn't they already do that before with Truth or Square? An episode that came out like 10 years ago? Which, by the way, gonna get semi-off topic here, but have you noticed that ending to Truth or Square where it says, see you in another 10 years?
And we'll see you at the 20th anniversary. It's 10 years from now. Starting now.
Not gonna lie, that's pretty creepy for me to hear that now, considering the fact that it has been 10 years since that episode came out. God, I feel really old.
But, you know, Nickelodeon, you know, you can't put, they'll do anything at Nickelodeon. They will do anything, literally. And so that's what they decided to do. They made a parody of the SpongeBob intro. And, yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say here, except
just
that
say,
Patrick's house and
say the name of the opening.
is not there. But I guess SpongeBob's pineapple is just replaced for whatever goofy gag they have.
Say the episode name.
It is very interesting to see this.
Just say the episode name.
You gotta say that's pretty interesting because I
please just say the episode name.
Make of the Who Lives in a Pineapple Under the Sea SpongeBob.
Just say the opening. Say the name of the episode.
Then I'm seeing it now.
Please just say it's Unreal Estate.
You know my childhood.
Just say Unreal Estate, please.
I hit all the points.
Just say it. Just say it. Say it. He just goes on about the fact that this is a parody and doesn't even bring up the episode's title. I've never been so insulted in my fucking life.
Thank you guys for making it this far in the video. Go and like the video again. Subscribe. Guys, I'm working on some cartoon rap battles behind the scenes.
You know, I might get into those rap battles later on in my career, but at the moment, I just want to stick with this.
I'm not going to give any more information, but I'm working on some stuff here and there, but, you know, it is what it is, blah, 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 you know, it is what it is, guys. It definitely is what it is, guys. It is what it is.
Okay, we get it. It is what it is, okay? We get it. It is what it is.
All right, thank you guys. You guys have a safe rest of the week.
And that is how the video ends. I'm in pain. There was just so much to this video that I could not process. Everything he says in this, he contradicts, and it really bothers me. I do apologize for how long this video is. It's just there was so much to talk about that I needed to put it into a long video. Calobi, if you're watching this, if you ever make another video like this again, please use actual facts about the intro rather than trying to come up with your own theories or something like that. I mean, yeah, it's fun to come up with your own theories, but when it gets to the point where you're trying to reuse your own theories that you've said in the past and bring up stuff that doesn't even matter and only bring up one actual fact about the show that not a lot of people know about, it can get incredibly bothersome. But I want to hear what you think. What are your thoughts on Calobi Productions? What are your thoughts on this video? What are your thoughts on the sequel? Tell me in the comments. And if you have any other suggestions for what you want me to talk about next, and if you have any fan art you want to submit to me, you can submit them all via Twitter, Discord, or in the comment section below. And if you did enjoy this video, hit the like button, and if you're new, the subscribe button, and the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload a video. And if somebody wants to support me even further, then you can go over to my Ko-fi or my Teespring page. Both of them will be in the description below. But with all that said, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Are you ready, Jim?
Aye, aye, Captain.
I can hear you.